first of all, we're excited. You know, when we had a great conversation a couple months ago, and I told Rob, you know, if we can get some flexibility and maybe a first-round pick at the trade deadline, it would be great for our organization. And I want to really congratulate Rob. He did an outstanding job of working the phones and really bringing back something that I could get behind. That's going to be great for what we want to achieve here, which is first we want to get back to the playoffs. Then we want to get back to being a championship team. This gives us the flexibility to achieve those things. And we want to first of all say that we gave up 2 outstanding players, but also 2 outstanding men. They've been really wonderful for Laker Nation. Jordan, I love him because everything that we ask him to do to get better, body fat, trim it down, he's been able to do, and he was having an outstanding season for us. And then Larry is just Larry. I mean, he's provided so many thrills for our fans in terms of his dunks, his block shots, and we also value both of us the relationship that we had with Larry too, and so both him and Jordan. So we had to give up some special guys to get the flexibility that we've been looking for, and that is needed to get us to where we want to go. So it's a great day and a bittersweet day because Rob and I like these 2 guys a lot. And then Jeannie, really, it was tough for her. Jeannie loves her Lakers, and she become fond of all the guys. And so she's just like her father. She never wants to trade any of her guys because they're more to her than just players that wear the purple and gold. But she got on board, and we had a great conference that said, hey, we have to do this deal for the future of the Lakers, for now and the future. So I'll let Rob say a few words, and then we'll answer questions. But this is what I came here to do, was to create flexibility for our organization so that one day we can have a superstar or 2 come to this organization with our incredible young talent that we have, that we will continue to grow. And, you know, the Lakers right now, we're on a good run, and we're playing some good basketball. So I want to thank Coach Walton and the players for really playing some good basketball right now. So it's tough for them too because 2 of their friends also got traded today. So, Rob?
Yeah, so I think this is a bittersweet moment for us. But overall, if you look at the pathway to the great teams and success in the NBA, most of the time it's through a road where a team has great flexibility and draft assets to seize opportunities to get the elite players in the game. And I think we probably more than any organization in the NBA right now have the healthiest salary structure, the healthiest flexibility. We replenished the fact that a draft pick for 2018 had gone out as part of the Steve Nash deal from a few years back. Now we replenished that first-round pick with this deal. We created more flexibility. And lastly, we added 2 shooters to our lineup, which is something that Magic really wanted to see. Frye is an outstanding shooter. Isaiah Thomas, of course, has shown the ability to make big shots and threes. So this trade kind of hit on all fronts. Yeah. It gave us great flexibility. It gave us our draft pick back, and it addressed a need that our team has right now, which is making 3-point shots. The bittersweet part, of course, is that, as Magic said, Larry Nance, we love everything about him, who he is as a person and a player. Jordan Clarkson has been amazing. He's grown up here. But sometimes when you're like this building that we're in right now, there's stages of it, of the construction to get and build something beautiful. sometimes you have to tear down a corner, or you have to redo the kitchen, in the remodel on the house, and that can be hard when you're doing it. But the end product is something that's great, just like this training center that we're in. It took years to build. This was an essential step for us to get a playoff team and a championship caliber team back to the Lakers, which is the sole goal that Irving and I have working together. We're excited, too, that there's a heart element to this. Larry Nance gets to go home and play for his hometown of Cleveland. Mm-hmm. So when I talked to his agent today, I just said, hey, sometimes trades are win-win, and we're excited for him there. And Jordan Clarkson hasn't had a chance to be on a playoff team, so this gives him a chance to do that. Mm-hmm. And so I think this is just a transaction that worked for everybody involved.
Yeah, for Cleveland and for us.
Irving, knowing how you were as a player and how close you were to your players, how difficult was this move when you consider your relationships as a player as opposed to now your personal obligations as the position you have here with the team?
Well, Jim, it's hard because, I became really fond of Jordan, and Larry. Rob and I really thought coming into this season they would be the key for our team to take another step. We stayed on Jordan to get better, and he did. And we always wanted to uplift Larry because we know he has great potential. But Jim, as we all know, if you're going to get something great, you got to give up something great, right? And so it was hard for us to give up our two young players, but I don't want to stay in 11th place, and I don't want this organization to stay there, right? So we have to make moves to be able to put us in the playoffs, in position to sign great free agents one day, or it's not just to sign free agents, or have the flexibility if a trade may come of a superstar. So, I mean, we can get them a number of ways. So this is really a good move for our organization, but also good for those two guys because they're going to be in the playoffs and have a possibility maybe to even go to the championship. So it's good for them too, good for Cleveland, and good for us.
So just to fill in some of the nuances on the trade, Jim, you raise a good question, is that right now the NBA landscape is, we all know there's very little cap room.
Yep.
And the teams that have it are going to be able to use it in a great way. There's multiple ways you can use it. You can use it to keep some of your own players, and that's something we'll evaluate with Julius Randle, who's playing outstanding. KCP, Brook Lopez, will certainly continue to evaluate those free agents. Now Isaiah Thomas and Channing Frye and the other guys that'll be free agents here. You can also use it, to Magic's point, to do a great trade. If there's a team that's trying to get off a player, a potential star, or you can take salary into your space and get draft assets. There's so many different ways you can use that. And then, of course, the obvious way is if we now have in 2018, in July of 2018 and July of 2019, we now have real 100% space to do two max players if that's what we decide to do, or one in 2018 and then following it up with another one in 2019. So the flexibility is really amazing, and if you break it down and study the cap, I think we feel like we're the most strongly situated franchise in the NBA in terms of where our cap stands.
There was a report that you guys had decided to move on from the summer of 2018 and that you were turning your focus to 2019. Is that accurate?
That's not accurate. I think what's accurate is that we have the ability to look at both. And so we'll, in addition to all the other things I said, it's not either 2019 or 2018. It could be one in each year if we wanted it to be, 2 in 18, 2 in 19, or just sticking with our young core, growing these guys. We'll have many things to look at, and we'll make those decisions when they come.
Rob, when you go to recruit players, is it better to have more room that you could recruit 2 players to come as opposed to recruiting 1?
Well, I think too, it's just what we need is the flexibility. And so I think that it's not one thing or another. It's an opportunity for us to make sure that we have the flexibility that we can recruit. You know, because when you go out, you may target one or two, but you may say, hey, there may be some smaller guys too. So it's not just two guys; it might be four guys. So go ahead, Rod. But that's what we're looking for, just the flexibility.
And the NBA is full of surprises, and I think if you look at teams that are doing really well right now, if you look at the Boston Celtics in the East, they had flexibility to take advantage of a very unique situation that happened in the offseason. We can't talk about specific players' names, but they were they were in a position to take advantage of an unexpected, unique opportunity that has led them to be an elite team. We now are in that position as the Lakers. We weren't before the deals we made, and those opportunities will come. We know that. This is the platform that players want to be on in Los Angeles, and now we're poised to wait for those opportunities to come and seize the right one for the franchise.
How do you sort of reconcile the hope to maybe get those elite players quickly, which obviously elevate the team faster than some of the more incremental moves, but those you can accomplish quicker as opposed to having maybe wait 2019, that doesn't work, it's 2020. How do you kind of reconcile those two things?
I think with confidence. I think the way Irvin and I have both run our businesses and lived our lives is you operate in a position